Good morning everyone. Welcome to Pub.administrare. This is our first series on this channel on complete coverage of UGC Net Public Administration unit-wise course targeting the exam which is going to be held on June 2024, and this will be a bilingual course, a one-stop solutions to all UGC Net aspirant who are preparing for public administration. And here's the week-wise timetable. With every succeeding week we'll be approaching a particular unit, and after 2 months, that is with the first week of Feb, we will be starting our revision sessions. Now let me give you further details about the course. There's a time span. Daily you will be getting the video at 6 a.m. sharp. Now the time span, that from 20th to 25th November we'll be completing our introduction to public administration. Then from 27 to 22nd December, the administrative thought. Then from 4th December to 9th December, Indian administration. Then from 11th to 16th December, state and local administration, that is unit 4. And in the unit week 5, from 18th December to 23rd December, the comparative and development administration. From 25th December to 30th December, economic and financial administration. From 1st January to 6th January, social and welfare administration. 8th January to 13th January, public policies. 15th January to 20th January, governance and good governance. Then from 22nd to 27th January, research methodology. Now the further details about the sources and other things, that I'm referring to IGNOU notes and M. Lakshmikant for public administration, Avasi and Maheshwari book for public administration, and other government PDFs. This will be a complete coverage of paper 2 UGC Net Public Administration, that is unit wise, and I will also be giving daily 10 PYQs or practice questions with their in-depth analysis. तो guys, ये हमारा syllabus है. In unit 1 हमारे पास है इंट्रोडक्शन टू पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. इसमें विल बी कवरिंग मीनिंग, नेचर, स्कोप एंड सिग्निफिकेंस, इवोल्यूशन एंड प्रेजेंट स्टेटस ऑफ द डिसिप्लिन, पॉलिटिक्स एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव डाइकोटमी, ग्लोबलाइजेशन इन पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, पैराडाइम शिफ्ट फ्रॉम गवर्नेंस टू गवर्नेंस, then principle of organization, division of work, hierarchy, coordination, unity of command, span of control, authority, power and responsibility, delegation, centralization and decentralization, line and staff and auxiliary agencies, leadership and supervision, decision making and communication, meaning, nature and scope of personnel administration, classification, recruitment, training, promotion, compensation and service conditions, discipline, civil services, neutrality, anonymity and commitment, professional association and unionism. ये हम अपने फर्स्ट वीक में कवर करेंगे. देन ऑन द सेकेंड वीक वी हैव फॉर द सेकेंड वीक वी हैव एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव थॉट. इसमें अप्रोचेस टू द स्टडी ऑफ पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, ओरिएंटल thinkers, Kautilya, classical ones, F.W. Taylor, Henry Fayol, Max Weber, Luther Bullock and Norvig, human relations, Elton Mayo, Mary Parker Follett, behavioralism, Chester Bernard, Herbert Simon, motivation thinkers, that are Abraham Maslow, Frederick Herzberg, Douglas McGregor, organizational humanism, Chris Agres, Rensis Slicker, writers on administration, Dwight Waldo, Farrell Hedy, Robert Golombisky and Peter Rucker, and the Minobrook perspectives, new public service and postmodernism. Then for the third week we have Indian administration, evolution, ancient, Mughal and British periods, constitutional framework, parliamentary and federal features, union government, president, prime minister and council of ministers, cabinet committees, central secretariat, cabinet secretariat and prime minister office, election commission and electoral reforms, union state relations. Sorry guys, I forgot to mention that the administrative thought ke liye I'll be referring to Prasad and Prasad. That is one of the most important book for UGC Net also. So okay. Now we're continuing from the unit 3. Accountability, legislative, executive and judicial, citizen grievances, redressal mechanism, Lokpal, Lokayog, central vigilance commissions and regulatory authorities, issue areas, politician and civil services relations, generalist and specialist debate and combating corruption. Civil services, classification, all India services, central services and state services. Recruitment agencies, UPSC, state PSCs and other commissions and boards. Capacity building of civil servant and civil service reforms. Planning commission, NDC, Niti Aayog, state planning commissions, boards and planning departments. Judiciary, Indian Constitution and independence of judiciary, Supreme Court, High Court, judicial review and PIL and judicial reforms, police administration and reforms, e-governance initiatives in Indian administration. Then Unit 4, State and local administration, constitutional framework of state administration, state legislature, governor, roles and functions, chief ministers, power and functions, council of ministers, role and function of chief secretary, state secretariat, directorates and commissionerates, district administration, concepts and evolution, district collector, power, functions and changing role, autonomous district councils, structure, powers and functions, district rural development agencies, evolution of local governance in India, local governance, 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Acts, State Election Commission, State Finance Commission, District Planning Committee, Rural Governance, Gram Sabha, Gram Panchayat, Panchayat Samitis and Jila Parishad, Finance in PRIs, Personal Administration at local level, Policies and Programs of Rural Development, Manrega, Growth of Urbanization, Urban Governance, Structure Composition, Functions of Municipal Corporation, Municipal Councils, Nagar Panchayat and Metropolitan Governance, Sources of Finance, Personal Administration, Reforms in Urban Governance, Solid Waste Management, Smart and Amrit Cities. Then in Unit 5, we will be covering Comparative and Development Administration, Comparative Public Administration concept, nature, scope and significance of comparative public administration and its environment, approaches and methods to the study of comparative administration, institutional, behavioral, structural, functional, ecological and system approaches, Frederick's typology of society and features, problems of comparative research, comparative studies, influence of globalization, silent features of the administrative systems of UK, USA, France and Japan. Then in development administration, we will be covering development and its dimensions, development and modernization, approaches to development, sustainable development and anti-development, SDGs. All total they are in 17. There are 17 in number. Development administration concept, nature, scope, objectives, features and significance, ecology of development administration, contribution of Fredericks, Dwight Waldo and Edward Widener, role of bureaucracy in development, globalization and development administration, emergence of non-state actors in development administration, public-private partnerships, corporate social responsibility, human development indicators and social audit. Then economic and financial administration, economic policies, mixed economy to liberalization, privatization and globalization, NEP, industrial policy since independence, government and business, public enterprises, concept growth and form of public enterprises, management problem of accountability and autonomy, disinvestment policies, financial administration, public finance, revenue and expenditure, nature, scope and significance of financial administration, budget, meaning, purpose and significance, budgetary process, preparation, enactment and execution, types of budget, PPBS, performance budget, zero based budget and general budget, fiscal responsibility and budget management act, FRBMA and sunset legislation, fiscal federalism, union state financial relations, finance commission, financial control, legislature and executive, parliamentary committees and comptroller and auditor general of India, taxation policies, principle of taxation, progressive and proportional taxation, reforms in taxation policies. Then in unit 7 we will be covering social welfare administration, concept of social welfare, social justice and social change, concept of equity and inclusiveness in social justice, concept of affirmative actions, reservations, institutional arrangement in social welfare and social justice administration, NGOs, civil societies and voluntary agencies, policies, program and institutional framework for the protection and welfare of SC/STs, OBCs, women, children, aged differently abled, Divyang and minority commissions, women, SC/ST, minority, roles and functions, disaster management, nature and types of disaster, institutional arrangements for disaster management, and role of state and non-state actors. Now in unit 8, we'll be covering public policy, nature, scope and importance of public policy, evolution of public policy and policy sciences, public policy and public administration, approaches to public policy, process approach, logical positivism, phenomenological approach, participatory and normative approaches, theories and models of policy making given by Harold Raswell, Charles Lindblom, and Yetskill Rohr, institution of policy making, legislature, executive and judiciary, types of policy analysis, empirical, normative, retrospective and prospective, prescriptive and descriptive policy implementation, outcomes and evaluation, constraints on public policy, socio-economic, political, institutional and cultural, role of media, public opinion, civil society and pressure groups on policy making. Then in Unit 9, governance and good governance. Ancient discourse, Kautilya, Plato and Aristotle on good governance. Elements and forms of good governance, theories and concepts of governance, World Bank and UNDP. State, market and civil society. Public choice theory, new public management, public value theory, governance as theory, governance and public governance. Networking and collaborative governance, business process re-engineering, ICT and governance, e-governance, e-readiness and digital divide, accountability, openness and transparency, gender and governance, citizen and governance, civil society, roles and limitations, citizen participation, RTI Act and administrative reforms, National Information Commission, Citizen Charter, concept, objective and significance, ethics and public accountability in governance, rule of law and administrative law, delegated legislation and administrative adjudication, ethical foundation of governance, constitutional values, family, society, and education. Then last unit will be of research methodology, social science research, meaning and significance, distinction between methodology and method, facts and values in research, role of research and theory building, scientific method, objectivity in social research, types of research, identification of research problem, hypothesis and null hypothesis, validation of hypothesis, research design, methods of data collection, primary and secondary sources, observation, questionnaire and interview, use of library and internet, sampling and sampling techniques, scales of measurements, analysis of data, and use of computers in social science research, SPSS, citation patterns and ethics of research, bibliography, and report writing. Thank you.